Hey everybody, how you doing? Damien Zamora, CEO of Go Mobile Solutions, coming to you live and direct from Cabo on another Happy Hour Hangout. How you all doing today? You are going to absolutely love this session we have for you today. But first, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, like and subscribe to this page, like this video, because I can tell you you're going to love it, and share this video because I can tell you they're going to love it. Make sure to put the notifications on so that when we drop future shows on YouTube, you're the first to know. But buckle up because we're going to have some fun, because right now, my guest, okay, this is not something everybody knows, but I'll tell you what, my guest has been running his agency since 1995. Yeah, I know that dates us a little bit, right? So 1995, he was running an agency that was offering marketing services for businesses. He is the godfather of SEO. You know, we've heard the godfather of internet marketing. We've heard the godfather of this and that. I truly believe that my friend, John Limbocker, who's on with us today, is the godfather of SEO. But he's a guy that just, he figures stuff out before Google figures stuff out. And then Google goes on and figures that out and then makes changes, right? He's one of those front runners like that, you know, that dare I say, cause Google slaps. Not that he's black hat. But again, Google doesn't like anybody that figures out how to play with the algorithms. This guy's a deep study of algorithms. He gets it. Today, he's going to show you, because today we're talking about generative artificial intelligence. And like I was saying in the pregame huddle, you can't swing a cat and not hit someone talking about generative AI. And the reason for this is because it is exponentially allowing people to be far more productive. It is turning people into 10 people into one. Right? It gives people the manpower to write a book in a couple hours. I mean, it's unbelievable what we've seen already, and there's so much more to come. So today, John is going to take you through profitable marketing plans in this arena, automated sales attendants and how to create automated sales attendants, automated avatars, automated funnels. Who doesn't want to hear about that? Automated funnels. How about AI outsource workforce, one-man show or an army in this case, right? Limitless expansion of agency capabilities. And probably the most important thing you're going to learn today is the one huge pitfall to be aware of that can absolutely destroy your online reputation instantly. Okay. You want to avoid this at all costs. So you are going to be super happy that you came today. Please clear the distractions. Let's have some fun. I want to welcome longtime friend from Huntington Beach, back in my old stomping grounds. Like I said, the original the OG gangster of SEO, John Limbocker. How you doing, John? So good to see you. So good to hang out with you recently. Say hi to your friends at the Go Mobile community.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here, and this is awesome. This is a great topic. I got to tell you.
This topic makes me shiver sometimes.
This is like true disruptive technology. And it's actually not the first one. You said I started my agency in 95. I started my online agency in 95. But I actually started in 85 and a whole nother thing, and a disruptive technology wiped me out. And it forced me into this.
It forced you into creating disruptive technology.
It did. It was like first time I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to fall victim to that again.
Yeah. Well, John, everybody is like in for a big treat having you spend some time with us on this Friday evening. So thank you for joining us. Oh. Everybody has had a little bit of a sampling, if not from everybody else in the world out there about AI, had a little bit of sampling here in the Go Mobile community with Kevin Davis, our friend, who you know. Yeah. We have a couple other YouTube videos. Make sure you catch those as well somewhere here on YouTube. But yeah, I am pumped. When I saw you at Perry Belcher's event and I was seeing some stuff on stage that was blowing me away, and I took you out front and we had a little chat and you said, man, I've been doing all this forever. And I'm like, well, where the hell was I? So anyway, thank you so much, man.
Did you hear how many times he called me out in that presentation?
Absolutely, because he knows, man. He knows who his OGs are in the room.
It was funny because a couple of the things that he was referring to, I hadn't even coupled together with it being AI, but it actually is the advanced robotics that he was talking about.
Yeah. Advanced robotics.
And he was referring back to like 2006 when I was doing that stuff. Remember AdSense?
Yep, I remember that.
So AdSense came in 2003. By 2006, I had AI robotics in place that would generate websites for AdSense for me. And get this, all I had to do was drop a list of keywords. I could literally give it a text list of 1,000 keywords.
Wow.
And in less than 1 second, it would generate a 1,000-page website, 1 page for each keyword, completely optimized, all linked together, interlinked, interbundled. And get this, it was human readable content, not spun junk. So
yeah,
that's why he was calling me out, because he knew about that.
Yeah, man, you've been playing in this pond for a while, and now, do you find that now that it's more mainstream, or it's going mainstream? I mean, it feels like it's mainstream, but we're still a small percentage of people playing with this, even though I make it sound like everybody and their mother's doing it. But do you feel like your ability to monetize all this stuff is exponentially multiplied now?
God, yes,
because it's going mainstream?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you guys are serving small businesses, this is like a gold mine for you. Just literally a gold mine. It's like you can't even look at any direction and not see something you can sell with this and have it completely automated. It's like crazy. I gotta tell you, I would not want to be like a copywriter or a keyword research guy or anybody that's doing all this stuff manual. I would not want to be in those fields right now, because they are going to be eliminated.
Yep. Or they're gonna it's join in. You either join it, if you can't beat it, you join it. And I think the successful copywriters will be the ones that can crank out more of what they do with what they do, not losing their personal touch to it, but they can crank out tenfold what they used to crank out and should secure their job even more. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
The ones that master the tools, because here's the thing that my team tells me. My team tells me the biggest thing Chat GPT does for them is create inspiration. Everybody knows what writer's block is, right? If I tell you right now, sit down and write me a book, you're going to sit there with your pen, you're going to be like, but if you ask Chat GPT a couple creative things, it'll get the juices flowing, and then you pick up and go from there. And so that's what I hear. A lot of people that are using it correctly right now are getting inspiration. And then.
Well, I got to tell you, I used it 2 weeks ago. I got a call and somebody wanted me to come speak at the pool conference. This is like swimming pool conference. So I'm like, all right, what do you want me to talk about? And they said, we want you to do 2 speeches, one about how to market a pool business, and the other one about how to tune up your website in the pool industry. So I pull up Chat GPT and I gave it a specific instruction, and it gave me the entire speech.
Jeez.
It was like all the topics, all the details, everything I needed to know to be a pool expert in marketing. I'm like, I didn't know squat about pool marketing 5 minutes before that.
Well, so what you just pointed out, John, and I know all of you, that was not lost on all of you, and that is that the market research, when we go deep in a niche, like my good friend Katie Fletcher, she's in the pet hotel niche, selling mobile applications. If like the pool niche, probably every single person on here probably is not in the pool niche, but if it was a hot market, then this is a way for you to get all the market research you need, all the pain points, all what keeps them up at night, all the different market breakthroughs, all the different things you need to know so that you can speak with intelligence, and so that they will have the confidence to buy marketing from you because you know what you're talking about. You didn't 24 hours prior to that moment, but you do now, and that powerful for market research.
Yeah,
I really.
Yeah, but here's the biggest thing about all of this, any kind of generative AI. The key to it is how you ask the questions. It's like anything else, garbage in, garbage out. The more detailed, they call these prompts. You're giving the AI a prompt for what you want it to do. You're prompting it to take an action. And a lot of people do this, like they just throw something simple in and it gives them something simple back. But if you want something really detailed and really good, you have to ask good questions. And if I can share the screen, I'm going to share the screen here and show you what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Hey, everybody, cheer him on. Cheer John on. He's about to give you a light. She's going to light you up with a big show today. Cheer him on in the chat room or on audio. You know, it's informal.
So here is the prompt that I gave it. This is what I put in there. It said, you are a marketing professional. You have been asked to do a 40-minute presentation to people in the pool industry. It will be geared towards small business owners serving the swimming pool industry. They are local businesses providing mostly service to swimming pool owners. The topic of the presentation is the ABCs of marketing for your pool business. These pool business owners are looking for ways to market their local businesses to get more clients. What will the main talking points be for the presentation? They need to be compelling, very useful for them to get maximum impact for their businesses. That was my prompt. That wasn't like a sentence. It was like a paragraph. You cannot give it too much. And this thing came back with, great, as a marketing professional, you know, and it's talking to you just like you're having a conversation. It gave me my topics. Number one, understand your target audience. Number two, develop a strong brand identity. And it's giving you details about what to talk about. Number three, build a user-friendly website. Utilize search engine optimization. There's use social media to build brand awareness. Leverage customer reviews and testimonials. Focus on customer service. By covering these main talking points in your presentation, you can provide small business owners in the pool industry with actionable insights and strategies for their marketing their businesses effectively and efficiently. Good luck. I mean, how sweet is that?
That's sweet.
And I actually I opened up PowerPoint. I laid down those slides, talked them through, and I can't tell you how much business that this thing drove. People were hitting me at the back of the room for website development, for SEO, for marketing strategies, private consults. It was like, so if you're in the industry, you really need to look for places where you can leverage your expertise. You want to talk to mass groups, like getting one lead and following up on one lead. That's great. But I want to get in front of a whole room.
Yeah, and that's the one-to-many model. We're big fans of the one-to-many model. Let me ask you a couple questions on that for everyone to see, you know, what goes into, okay, I mean, you were invited to the pool scenario, right? So you didn't think about that in advance, but
no.
If someone was interested in looking at an industry and then finding where they're pulling a room of people together, what are some things that you would recommend to be able to do that? Because look, we don't need to get in a room with 1,000 people. I'm sure everybody on here, you know, think they don't want to speak, right? Nobody wants to get in front of 1,000 people. I mean, they say that public speaking is like scarier than death, right? So you don't need 1,000 people. You could have a room of 20 people and you can walk out of there with 10 contracts, right?
Yeah,
and that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. So in that case, what I would do is I'd pull up Chat GPT and I would have it start looking for me for what organizations have conferences and where those conferences are, what the dates are, who's the organizer. It knows all of that stuff. It knows all the associations. Like you could say you could pick your local convention center and you can ask it, you know, at this local convention center, how many conventions or conferences are going on, and give me a list of all the industries. Give me a list of the associations that put them on. Those are the people you want to talk to.
Yep.
Those people are dying for good content. If you've got something that'll move the needle for their customers, they're dying to have your content put in front of them.
Yeah. And I'll give everybody a nice freebie here. For those of you that are resellers and white label partners for Go Mobile with mobile apps, You know, we talked about the event business and how you can create an event app, which is super powerful for an event because of the push notifications, and they can literally control the audience, tell them when to go, where to go, how to go, and go to the back and buy this and buy that. And by the way, buy tickets to next event and all that stuff by push, right? So you've all heard about that. You call up these events and you say you want to sponsor the event and you want to provide them an app for free. It's not for free. It's in exchange for a 10 by 10 booth and some speaking time. And they may have, 50 people, 100 people, and that's a really good idea to use Chat GPT. I hadn't thought of that. But for those of you that want to find events, it used to be Google. Chat GPT is going to be far more intelligent to finding you exactly, precisely what you want, not a bunch of ads, precisely what you want. So whatever niche you're fond of, whatever niche you're used to or have some experience in, it used to be Google it. Now it's Chat GPT it.
Oh yeah, it's way better than Google. Google's just going to give you a bunch of research material to do. It's like giving you homework. Chat GPT is doing the homework for you. It's handing you the report to turn in.
Yeah, the schools love that.
I bet they do.
I wish I had this when I was in school. Jeez. I feel like they all get to cheat. I had to work hard to cheat.
I did a demo the other day where, I had a bunch of people on a Zoom call just like this. And I said, somebody throw out a topic. And, first one in the chat was a massage therapist. So I pull up Chat GPT and I said, what are the benefits of massage? And it gave me all these benefits. And then I ask it, what are some common reasons why someone would object to a massage? And it gave me all the objections. And I said, what's the best way to overcome these objections? And it's referring right back to the objections it just gave me. And now it's telling me how to overcome every one of them. I mean, you talk about building an automated marketing campaign. This thing does all the research for you. I know with most people, I teach marketing in a 3-step process, which I call ACT. And it stands for analysis, creation, and traffic. And it's the way the ad agencies do things. Everybody that I see that hasn't been through that, they all jump into creation. And they haven't done the analysis, and they have trouble converting because they're not speaking the right language. With Chat GPT or any of these AI programs, they can do that analysis for you. That's the hardest part for most people. And that's why they skip it. They just jump in and they start creating their marketing campaign, but they don't know the objections. So they're not addressing them. They don't really know the benefits from their customer's perspective. All they know is the benefits from their perspective, not through their customer's eyes. This thing will tell you, you can literally look through your customer's eyes and see what they're hearing, seeing, and feeling.
There's no better way to set up a sale. No better way to set up a sale.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, seriously, it's like mind reading.
Yeah. I mean, the sales greats teach us to ask all these great questions to get all this great data so that you can make this great presentation that's custom tailored to them. That's a process, right? Of being a really good question asker in the sales process.
Yeah.
You can come already armed with a lot. You still want to ask and engage and do that. But I mean, you can already come armed with, like you said, the answers to the test.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, once you get that, you're basically, by you prompting it, you're getting a back and forth prompting with the machine. And what you're doing is you're training it what you want. You're saying, I want you to learn how to be a massage therapist. I want you to learn how to market this business. And then after you've asked it all the questions you can think of, you can say, now based on what you know, write me an article with a sales spin on it, with a sense of urgency at the end, and a call to action for whatever you want them to do. If you want them to book an appointment, if you want them to look at, download a free PDF or whatever it is you want to do. And I got to tell you, almost every time I do this, I never have to edit a word of it. I literally can copy it and paste it into a sales page.
Well, you're a damn good prompter.
Oh yeah, I'm a prompting machine. But I don't take mediocre. If it spits out mediocre, then I will prompt it again. I will tell it what I don't like about what it just gave me,
Ah,
And I'll say, can you redo this in a more serious tone or a more playful tone or whatever I want? And it doesn't care. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't get offended. It just does what you ask it. Freaking amazing.
Siri gets offended.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She gets all bent out of shape.
She could learn a thing or two from Chat GPT or a million.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of times. There's only been a couple of times when it came back with a negative response. And one of them was, get this, my wife comes up with a birthday card for a 90-year-old guy that lives on our street. And she wants me to sign something in there and make it cute. I'm like, oh God, kill me now, right? So I pull up Chat GPT and I say, I need to write a birthday card for a neighbor that's 90 years old. And he's a kind of a dirty old dude, right? And I said, he's kind of a pervert. So make me a birthday greeting for this guy. And it actually came back and it said that would be inappropriate for me to write that kind of content for a birthday greeting for a 90-year-old man. And I'm like, wow.
Okay, try again. It's only a 50-year-old man.
I mean, it was just classic. But what it gave me, there is no way I would have come up with it. And it was so good. It like makes you look like a genius.
So anybody that can engage with us right now in the chat, tell us what you've used it to do. Just put it in the chat. Just like pepper up the chat with all kinds of cool stuff. My cool thing that I did, I already explained this before, but I'll say it again for those of you that didn't hear this. I wrote a letter of reference for a high school friend from way back to a judge about his character. And I'm going to tell you what, I pretty much only changed about 20% of it. The 20% of it are the contextual things about our relationship, things like that, things that I didn't prompt it enough to be able to know that kind of stuff. But I mean, it was great. It knew that it was talking to a judge. So everything was, I don't even know if I could write correctly talking to a judge. You know what I'm saying? So it understood, how to be respectful. It understood what the judge is going to be listening for. It understood the 5 important things for a character reference. It understood things that I don't even know I would have thought of. And quite frankly, I sat on it till the last minute. It was due. I did it the day before it was due. I sat on it for 2 months. And I was like, yes. It really worked out great. It worked out fantastic. We're seeing some examples in here. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I just found this thing. You got to see this. It's just classic. So here I say, write a birthday note to a 90-year-old man who is a bit of a pervert and make it funny. And it says, I'm sorry, but it would be inappropriate to write a birthday note to a 90-year-old man who is a bit of a pervert, as it is disrespectful and offensive. I'm like, really? So I rewrote it. I said, well, write a birthday note to a 90-year-old man who is very feisty and humorous, so make it funny. So it says, happy 90th birthday, you feisty old fella. You've been around for so long, you're practically a history book, but with more jokes and less dust. Your humor is contagious and your spirit is unbeatable. Keep living life to the fullest and don't let anyone dull your sparkle, especially not those young whippersnappers. I'm like, seriously, could I have come up with that?
Yeah.
No way in hell.
That's a cool example.
So, I mean, it's just, this thing is amazing, using it for all kinds of stuff.
Now, what I want to see, what is the one thing you've done that has paid off the most for you so far?
I got to tell you, in 2023, I have spent most of my time showing other people how to make money with it. That's the honest truth. Do you have any good stories of someone that came out the other end of that? I have come up with so many ideas for people and sent them on their way. But yes, SEO, guys that are selling SEO, like I have a lot of people that resell my SEO services. And they don't do a lot of stuff just because they don't want to deal with it. Like SEO copy, nobody wants to touch that, right? And it's expensive, so nobody wants to offer it, but it's what works, right? You got to have copy if you want your SEO to work.
Yep.
But nobody wants to offer the copy. They want to do the on page and they want to do the link building, but the sites are thin, so it doesn't work. So I got a couple of my resellers that I showed how to do this, and they are selling the crap out of this now. And it takes them minutes. In fact, they don't even do it anymore. They've got one of their outsourcers that he used to be able to do like one of these projects in a week. Now he can do like 10 in a day.
What is he actually doing?
Okay, so I'll give you a perfect example. Back to the pool business. You ready to go back to the pool business?
Let's do it, man. Let's get in the deep end.
All right, so let's see here. Where is it? Pool equipment. All right, so.
And one more thing, let me just prompt the audience. If there's one thing you want to make sure you leave here today with an answer about generative AI, this man will know it. I guarantee it. So just make sure to pepper up the chat with any questions you want to make sure we don't leave today without hitting. All right, go ahead.
So here's the prompt. This is content for a pool website that was not ranking. The site had been up for a long time. The guy had been told over and over and over, you need content, you need content. Nobody wanted to write content for him. So I took it on. I said, look, I'll write the content for you. It literally took me less than 30 minutes to do what I'm going to show you. The first prompt I wrote was, please write me a content article about pool equipment repairs and replacement in the Santa Clarita area. Use all the most high impact SEO keywords or keywords for SEO, but do not keyword stuff it. Right? Here are some of the details about the business that you can use in the article. Make it between 12 and 1,500 words. Write it using simple, easy to understand grammar. Highlight the benefits of having a professional do this type of work for you. End it with some pool humor and a call to action to contact us to answer any questions or schedule an appointment. All right, so that was my initial prompt, and this is the homepage content that I got back. If you're a pool owner in Santa Clarita, it's important to keep your pool in tip-top shape to ensure the longevity and functionality of the equipment. Pool equipment repairs and replacements could be a daunting task, but it doesn't have to be. In this article, we'll explore the benefits of having a professional handle your pool equipment repairs and replacements, and how our team can help keep your pool running smoothly. And it goes on and on and on. I didn't change one word of this.
Wow.
And I read it. I read this thoroughly before I posted this on his site.
Wow.
But, and then let's say, okay, so down here, I'd asked it for humor at the end, right? So it says, now that we've covered the benefits of hiring a professional for your pool equipment repairs and replacement, let's take a moment to add some humor to the article. Did you hear the joke about the pool? It was a little bit shallow. And then it even addresses the fact that that's a bad joke. Okay, maybe that wasn't the funniest joke, but we promise our team has a great sense of humor and will make your pool experience a lot less stressful. I mean, that is quality content. You'd be hard pressed to get a copywriter to do this kind of quality. Then at the end, in conclusion, if you're a pool owner in Santa Clarita, it's essential to keep your pool equipment in good condition. By hiring our team, you can have peace of mind knowing that your pool is in good hands. We offer a range of services, including pool equipment repairs and replacements, routine maintenance, and more. Contact us today to schedule an appointment or to ask any questions you might have. I'm like, I didn't change a single word of that. I pasted that onto his homepage, and then I thought that was way too easy. So I said, look here, write me a similar article, but unique about pool equipment installation of variable speed pool pumps, pool filtration systems, and gas pool heaters. And it gave me more content, kind of with a mix of a bunch of stuff, that I put on their About Us page. And then they had a specific page for variable speed pool pumps. So I said, write me a similar article specific to variable speed pool pumps. And it just
it's doing everything for you. It's like everything, like this is this. And by the way, let me just ask the question. It's writing this to be SEO rich, right?
Yes, because that's what it was prompted to do right in the beginning.
And a typical SEO person would have to either have a copywriter that understood how to do it, or they would have to do that. It's one thing about making the website, right? So that it can be ranked and all that. But this copy is key. And so someone would have to write this stuff. And so you could have someone that wrote it half as good as this, and it won't get as good SEO, correct?
Not even close. Not even close. Now, the proof is always in the pudding, right?
All right, we're about to dish up some pudding.
So
can I answer your question, Sheila?
So 3 weeks after I posted this content on his site, I did nothing different, which I could have, and I'll tell you what I could have done different. But I didn't do anything different. I just literally copied right out of here, pasted this onto his site. 3 weeks later, the owner of the business called me and he said, I don't know what you did, but my phone's ringing and I'm getting jobs off of whatever it was. And he said, I haven't got a single job off that website since its beginning, like 5 years ago, just from this. So do you think you could sell that? I mean, how hard did I work to do this?
Can I ask a big favor?
Absolutely.
Would you be willing to share, for instance, the prompts for this exercise?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And then what do you recommend in terms of, like, let's say someone's doing it for a lawn care business now. How much will they tweak that that prompt?
Pool to lawn?
I don't need to know. Huh?
Pool to lawn? That's about it. Because it's going to look at the industry. Whatever you tell it, it's going to do the research for you. At the end, this is a reason that you guys want to stay to the end, because everything that I'm showing you here, there is something about it that could absolutely destroy your business if you don't do it right. And I know Damien wants you guys all to hang in here and get all the nuggets, so I'm going to save that one till the end. You're not going to want to miss that one. Believe me. But a lot of the stuff, like the book, remember you had mentioned that I wrote a book in 2018. I have an example in the book that's probably 25 or 30 pages of material of me prompting and getting the answers out of Chat GPT for how to put the marketing campaign together. Like
in 2018?
Yeah.
You were using Chat GPT in 2018?
No, not Chat GPT, but
something.
The same
Jasper or something?
Yeah. Yeah, same type of thing. And I got to tell you, you know, Chat GPT is not new. It's been around for a long time. It was originally, the base code of it is called Da Vinci. I don't know if you realize that.
I do remember that now.
So the base of it is Da Vinci, and it's been around for a long time. And it's not the Da Vinci base code was never really meant for the public because it's a little too powerful. It will answer questions that shouldn't be asked. So they never really intended to release that. So there's been throttled down versions of it that have come out. And, you know, Jasper is a perfect example. Jasper's been around since 2018. And, you know, it was a program that's almost identical to Chat GPT. And there's been a ton of other ones released as well for different purposes, but they're all feeding off the same basic back-end, you know, thing. And this is really crazy. I still, for the life of me, I can't figure out how it works. But when I heard Perry say that there's no database, did you hear him say that?
Yeah.
There is no database to this thing. So it's literally, it's learning. I have no idea the technology that's allowing that. I can't get my head wrapped around it, but I can see the results, and it is learning. You can literally train it. Like if you ask it to write in the tone of somebody that it doesn't know, it will come back and it'll tell you, I'm not familiar with that body of work. And then you can point it to it. You can give it a URL. Like, let's say you want it to speak in your own voice and it doesn't know you. So you can point it to some of your articles and say, this is the body of work I want you to learn from. And this is mine. This is the tone of John Limbocker. So it will go and read it, and then it'll come back and it'll say, okay, I understand. And then you can have it write in your own voice. So if you want to write books in your own voice, all you have to do is train it your own voice. And when I say voice, I'm talking about your writing style.
Right.
So now there is voice to this as well. If you get into, like, I'm going to show you some really cool examples of connecting imagery and voice into actual animated avatars. And some of you guys probably don't get the significance of that, but I'm going to share that with you, how significant that really is and why you would want to do it. But as far as the voice goes, there's some really scary stuff to this. And, a lot of people ask me along the way, they're like, aren't you afraid of this? Isn't this like evil? And I'm like, you know what? There's evil to anything. It's how you use it. There are going to be some people that use this for evil. And, I don't even know if I should broach the subject of tell you how they're going to do it, but I know how they're going to do it. And it's bad. And I don't even really want to talk about it.
Got it.
But here's an example of how to use it in a good way. Let's say you've got some TV star like Morgan Freeman, right? He does a lot of narration for stuff and his voice is really cool and he's got this authority just to his voice. And you want him to talk about your products. So if you go to voice.ai, this is a service online and it's all about voice. You can upload like 20 or 30 seconds of somebody's voice to it and it will know their voice. And then you can give it a script and it will read it as though it's through their voice. And here's the other thing. When you're doing text to voice, it has a lot of trouble enunciating things. And what you have to do, just like you have to get really good at prompting to get good text, with voice, what you have to do is you have to get really good at punctuation. You have to use punctuation to give it pauses, to give it emphasis, to give it all the stuff to make it sound natural. Like the first one I did, I typed out, I wanted her to talk about ad agencies. So I typed AD agency. And when she spoke it, it was like ad agency. And I had to go back and put ADD. And then she said ad agency.
Ah.
So you have to do things that aren't right to get it right.
Very good tip.
So it's really cool stuff. But the thing with the voice.ai, this will absolutely blow your mind. You can use your own voice. You can use your voice, pipe your voice right into the machine and tell it to overlay someone else's voice over yours. So now you don't even have to mess with the punctuation. You just say it, you speak it the way you want it to be spoken, and it will replace your voice with theirs. So you can get crazy, you can go up, you can go down, you can do all the stuff, that they teach you in NLP to do from stage, and it'll just nail it. I mean, that's some crazy stuff.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So
that is crazy. There was a question that came up from Willie, and it's a question along a lot of stuff, even with written, but copyright issues using the voice overlay he's asking about. Are there any issues with that?
There are none that have any kind of precedent yet. So there's been no court cases I'm aware of yet, anything like that. I got that question a lot for, the text, like who owns the copyright on it? Technically, the base program owns the copy because it wrote it. But I don't see them being a stickler on that. I don't see them coming back and saying everybody can't use the copy now, a few years after it's been done. I don't really see that. I think a lot of these, a lot of the programs you pay for. So when you pay for them, it almost turns into like a work for hire scenario. Then you own the content. So that might be the difference between free. If you're looking at free tools versus paid tools, I'd probably prompt you to do the paid versions of them if you're doing it commercially for resale, just because of that. If you're playing, if you're learning, use all the free stuff. You know, learn this, learn how to take advantage of this. I don't know if you guys get it, but this is incredibly powerful. I mean, incredibly powerful. This is gonna wipe out a lot of businesses. But what I always say, when one door closes, a window usually opens. And this is opening like a massive window. I've never seen the kind of opportunity as I'm seeing right now with all of this. I mean,
what do you think would be the, like, you know, the makeup of who's on here today? You know, agencies, we've got a lot of people here. Anytime we put this topic in the subject line, you know, we bring the dogs to the yard here. I'm telling you, this is it. So what do you think would be like their best, fastest path to cash using these tools?
Okay,
doing what they do.
I got it for you. If I were looking for something to do, which I'm not, but if I wanted a moneymaker and I wanted something that was absolutely irresistible, I would be offering them a digitized spokesperson to talk about them or their products. Because we all hate that. Most business owners don't like to talk about themselves. They like to do what they do best, and they want people to just buy their stuff, right? So if you, and you know this, Damien, somebody else saying something about you is far more powerful than you saying it yourself. Like if I came on here and I said, yeah, I'm the Godfather of SEO and this and that, you guys go, yeah, he's got all full of shit. But when somebody that you trust comes on there, or even somebody you don't know, and they're telling you how good somebody is, it's like, really? Who's this guy? How do I get a hold of him? So you can digitize that experience now, and you can control it. I mean, I don't even know if I can explain what I'm talking about, so I'm just going to show you.
Okay.
So I created this image. I call her Becky, and she's my new marketing assistant. And she gets the grand opportunity to talk about me. So I don't have to talk about myself, and I don't have to call Damien every time I want to be promoted. Right? So I went to Midjourney. I used a program called Midjourney to create her image. And then I took that and I went over to Chat GPT, and I started prompting Chat GPT with my ACT marketing program that I wanted to promote. Told it a lot of stuff about it, told it some stuff about me, and it came up with a script. It literally spit the script out. I took the script that it spit out, and I went over here to a site called play.ht. And I use their free version. And it's basically, you can put text up and it will turn it into a voice. So I went in here and I found a female voice that I liked, turned it into a voice. So now I have a WAV file. And then I took the WAV file over to this site, which is called D-ID. I loaded up the WAV file and her image, which her image I created in over here. This is where I got her image. And look I dressed her up in a whole bunch of different outfits because I knew she's going to talk about me a lot. And I didn't want her looking the same every time.
It's like a video game, man. So
and I just kept prompting it. I'm like, put her in a tan dress, put her in a sporty outfit, put her in a turtleneck. So I've got her. She can talk about me in any outfit I want, anytime I want, just by dropping the image file in here with a WAV file. And then it's going to bring her to life. right? So here she is. I'm just going to play this for you and tell me what you think.
Hey there, my name is Becky, and I'm your new marketing assistant. But I'm not just any old assistant. I'm an AI-powered whiz kid who knows a thing or two about making your business soar. I'm here to tell you about the ACT marketing protocol, which is going to absolutely level the playing field for you and your business. Here's a little secret. Did you know that top 8 agencies worldwide have been using the same proven model for over 100 years? Well, John Limbocker, my creator, has taken that model and made it affordable for even the moms
I
working
love
at
that.
home, trying to make a few extra bucks on the side. Now, I know what you're thinking. Becky, how is this going to help me? Let me break it down for you. ACT is going to put the power of marketing to work for you to generate more leads, sales, and profits. Plus, it frees up your time by using marketing automation so you can spend more time doing what you love. John has had decades of experience helping business owners scale up and thrive. He's so generous with his time and has done so much for struggling business owners that you just can't help but love him. But enough about John. Let's talk about you. You need to check out the ACT program for your business. Trust me, it's going to work hard so you don't have to. And if you're feeling a little FOMO, that's because you should. Don't wait. Check out the ACT program today. Your business will thank you later. Well, bye for now, but I'm sure I'll see you soon once you have seen the ACT program.
How cool is that?
That is so cool. And so you will have this on a website. You will have this on landing pages.
Yeah.
We'll put this in social media.
You can put her anywhere you want, and you can feed her any script you want. She will say anything you want her to say about you, your products, your services. I can see you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's just, it's rad. I mean, I left that event that I went to when you and I hung out with the idea that we were going to make several of these avatars and add, I love how she said, John, my creator, literally add 6 more people to the team and give them personalities, profiles. You know, when Perry was showing us the gardening lady that was age 60 some odd, and she went to X school and she lived in certain XX neighborhood and she likes this and da, da, da. And then suddenly Chat GPT created an entire persona based on that. Yeah. And then scripts written in that persona's voice, and then popped into an avatar that Midjourney makes, you know, that looks like the 65-year-old gardening lady that came from such and such that went to such and such. I just, you know, I left there saying, okay, we're going to have 6 new people on the team in the next couple of months, and they're going to be, you know, created.
Yeah, it's so easy to do too. I literally did that while I was sitting on my boat one afternoon. I didn't have anything to do for a couple hours. I made Becky, I made all the versions of her. I had Chat GPT do like 6 different scripts, loaded them up, and away we went.
You know, can I share one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me share what our buddy Kevin had been working on. This is a new share. Nobody's seen this yet. Let me find it and then I'll share screen.
Yeah, but it is really some cool stuff.
And by the way, if any questions are on there that Chase, that you're on here, my son Chase is on here, if you can answer some of those, hit it. I noticed that some peers are answering other peers' questions, so that's great. And then John, if you scroll the chat and there's anything that you want to poke out at any time, feel free to knock on that.
Yeah, if there's anything you want me to answer, for sure, just
yeah, Derek can also tee us up. All right, I'm going to show you something here. This is Kevin Davis has been invited to speak Tuesday. It's coming up, and I didn't know he was doing this, but he did this. You know how you said that it's better for someone else to talk you up than you talk you up? Absolutely. Well, instead of him using a Becky, he decided to use a Damien. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this real quick. Hopefully my speakers don't sound too funky, but let's go for it. Nope, hold on.
Click the unmute button on the bottom right there.
I know. I'm looking for it. There we go. Thank you, sir.
Welcome to today's talk.
Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and fellow innovators, welcome to today's talk. AI-driven creativity, the future of business innovation with generative technology. As we gather here, we stand on the cusp of a new era in business, where artificial intelligence is no longer just an element of science fiction or a peripheral technology, but a driving force that shapes the way we approach problem solving, ideation, and innovation. Generative AI has emerged as one of the most powerful tools in the business world, unlocking a wealth of possibilities for us to reimagine existing models and explore uncharted territory. Today, we will dive into the fascinating world of generative technology and uncover the immense potential it holds for transforming businesses across industries. In this insightful and engaging talk, we will explore the cutting-edge advancements in generative AI, discuss the ways it is revolutionizing the creative process, and learn how businesses can harness this technology to stay ahead of the curve. From automating content creation to fostering innovative product designs and improving efficiency across multiple aspects of business, while we will delve into the myriad of applications that generative AI has to offer. Join me as we embark on this exciting journey into the future of business innovation and discover how generative AI is poised to redefine the way we think, create, and collaborate in the ever-evolving landscape of the 21st century. Welcome my good friend and colleague, Kevin Deiss, to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed...
There you go.
You know, that brings up an interesting thing. You could literally take a photo of anyone you want.
That's what that was.
And load that up. I mean, you could take The Rock and you could have The Rock give your sales pitch.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, when I listen to that voice, of course it sounds like me because he trained it with it, but it can use some work and we're going to work on it. Yeah. My goal will be to get that voice to be, you know, everybody knows me for being high energy and super passionate. Yeah. That voice is going to be the same. We're going to work on it. And with
that's where voice AI can help you with that.
Yep. So we're just gonna smooth it all out. And I recommend everybody do that. Why not? Why not have an AI version of yourself that you can play with? I mean, here's another thing that my team is doing here. We're giving you the secret sauce on what we do in the back end. But one of the things my team is doing is they want the voice trained so that when they need to make edits, they don't have to call me. I might be out on my buggy out here racing in the arroyos here, and I got to pull over and give them a soundbite. I literally got to pull over and just say one sentence so they can slip it in. Now they're just going to basically type what they want me to say, and they're going to go slip that in.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
So Ryan, the tools that were used there was DID as well as the 11 labs. 11 labs for the voice, DID for the avatar, right? Is that right, John?
Yeah, I actually, for the voice on mine, I used play.ht, but 11 labs is great too. Yeah, does the same thing.
Yeah. So this is fascinating stuff. And, you know, this is something else that, you know, there's a lot of folks that are bashful. You want to do what I'm doing here on this Zoom, but some of you sometimes might think that, you know, I just don't want to get on video. Imagine creating one of these and all you got to do is type in your scripts. In fact, Chat GPT can write your scripts. You just go ahead and prompt it up, but this will allow you to be way more comfortable doing this. Now, I know some of you be, well, that's not authentic. Well, yeah, it is. You can make it authentic. It's you. You're scripting it, right? And the other thing is your clients. How many of you have clients that you can't get them to take a video? You know that they're going to get better SEO. You know they're going to get better social media engagement. You know they're going to get more clicks, more buys, more people walking through the front door if they would just do a few videos for you. But they've got the same problem. They can be a cheap, they can run a restaurant. They don't want to be on video. Now you can create an avatar of the chef, and he doesn't have to be on video anymore.
Yeah.
So right. This is a tool that really eliminates a lot of the excuses that hold a lot of folks back in generating content.
Hey, do you have people on here that are selling SEO services?
All right, SEOs. Let yourself be known. Light up the chat. Who's an SEO person in here?
if you got enough, I'll give you like the secret sauce that they probably haven't heard yet.
Uh-oh, Latoya, Ryan, Daryl, who else? You're
like
not going to get
Robert
it if
was-
we only have 3 people. All right, Christine, watch. Now 10 people are going to say it and they don't know what it is. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Okay,
well,
Sam. Yep, Latoya went in twice. She's one.
All right.
I'm here. Mike,
Well-
right on. Thomas, Robert. Okay, everybody's playing with SEO. Of course you are, right? We're digital agencies.
okay, so those of you that are SEO people, you know how important link building is. And you also know how difficult it is to get unique links that are good. The best link that you're ever going to find is on a site that doesn't compete with you, but enhances you. Somebody that has your client base, but a site that's not competing with you. You basically want one that is in alignment, but not a competitor. You know, and for example, if you're a realtor, right, and you're going to sell houses and have people buy and sell houses, what is everybody going to need that buys or sells a house? A mover, right? That's somebody that's in alignment, but not in competition with you. That is the perfect link, because that's going to bring you people that are in motion to buy something. That's your perfect link. Google sees all of that. Google knows what happens when somebody clicks a link. They also know what happens when you have a bunch of links that nobody clicks, right? That's not a good sign. Their AI is learning what quality sites look like. So you need to get links on people's sites that actually have your customers that are going to click through, right? That's what you need to do. That's really hard to do though, because why would they give you a link on their site? Right? But I have a good thing that with Chat GPT will get the link for you. Because now, let's say you go to that mover and you say, hey, Mr. Mover, how would you like to generate some leads? He wants leads. He doesn't necessarily want to put a link to your site, but he wants leads. So now you're talking about something he wants. And you're going to give him a lead generator for free for his website. And guess what? You created it. It's going to have a link to your site when you give it to him. You can also put a link on the thank you page, because you can go to Chat GPT and you can say, I need to market a moving site, a site for movers. What would be the best possible PDF download that I could give them? Like, what are the top 5 reasons or the top 5 things that you need to know before hiring a mover, right? It'll make you a PDF that they can download. And then you say, could you write me an article that promotes the download of this PDF? And then it's going to give you an article that they're going to put on their site with the button to download the thing. And in the article, it's going to reference the realtor, and boom, there's your link. Somebody just stop it.
That's a mic drop. Jesus Christ, that's a mic drop. Because so literally it's not just mover. You can go through 20 different like niches that you can get those perfect non-competitive but yet supportive links. Yeah. And all you're doing is telling them that you're going to provide lead, you're going to give them lead. And the Chat GPT creates the piece that you're going to give them. You don't even have to go.
Yeah,
that's thud. Ryan's got it right. Thud.
So that right there,
That was good. That was worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah,
that was huge.
That's why those guys called me the Godfather of SEO.
Okay, let's just spend the next 30 minutes on a bunch of that. Okay, how many more of those do you have?
How many do you want?
All right, keep it coming. I'm sure everybody wants some more. Keep it coming. What else? What else have you been hacking on?
Well, you know about the thing I created called Rainmaker back in like 2010, right? It's no longer around. It's morphed into another thing, but I'll just tell you what we did. The next thing, like SEO has got 3 components these days. It used to only have 2. It was on page and off page. Now it's got a third component, which is AI driven. And it's Google has a machine in place that's looking at everything. Everything that goes through a web browser goes through a screen door called safe web browsing. And they've posed it in a way that it makes it look like they're doing you a security favor by protecting your computer. But they're seeing everything that passes through your screen. Before it comes on your screen, they've seen it first. So when you log into your bank account, they're in your bank account before you are. They see everything, every move that you make. They've been collecting this data since 2006. So they know everything about all the user experience out there. So if you've got a website, you can do stellar on-page optimization. You can do stellar link building. You can get to where you deserve, from an SEO perspective, to be the #1 site. And Google is going to give you a shot at the title. They're going to put you in the ring, but now you're going to have to fight to stay there, because now they're going to look at your user experience. And if it doesn't match up, you're not going to stay there. In fact, if they find that it's there falsely, you're going to drop off the first page, probably never to return. So your user experience has to match your SEO efforts. So when you get that shot at the title from all the hard work you did on the on page and all the link building you did, when you get that shot at the title, you're going to stick and you're going to stay and you're going to be there forever. It'll be really hard to knock you off. So I generated robotic actions that would show Google a good user experience for any site that I wanted to point it at. And the way that we did that was we created desktop apps, and all of our clients put these desktop apps on their computers. And their app would be running searches for other customers in our network. It would run a search for the keyword. It would look for their website and click through to it. So the more clicks, like if you're down on the bottom of page 1 and you're getting more clicks than the top listing, Google's going to push you right up there because they know you deserve it from the user experience. But it doesn't stop there. It's like once you click it, what happens? Do you bounce back? Because now you just negated that good experience. You give them good action on the click, but then you sucked on the follow-up. And their AI is learning what a good quality site looks like by how many clicks it gets, and also what happens after the click. Do you stay on the site? Do you go deeper? Do you come back? All of that stuff. Now, here's a little trick. Again, back to the AI, how you could use Chat GPT to get more clicks. The only thing that you have in your favor to get a click when you come on to page 1 is the title and the description. If all's equal, Google knows that 34% is going to click on the #1 listing if all things are equal. But if the number 2, 3, or 4, which is in view, has a better title, more compelling description, call to action, and it's better than the #1, it's going to start getting more clicks. And it's going to rise to the top. So that's what they're doing. They're looking at user interaction. So why not use Chat GPT to write more compelling titles for you? Write descriptions. And here's a little trick that I have been doing for probably close to 2 decades. In the description, Google truncates your description. I think it's 64 characters. I think it's 64. But anyway, they truncate it. So what I do is I don't want Google deciding where they're going to cut my content. So I truncate it myself. And I truncate it on a cliffhanger. Like, click here to get your free ... Oh shit, what am I going to get for free? I have to click it to find out. So you can truncate your descriptions and leave them on a cliffhanger. And if you want to know how to write cliffhangers, find an old TV station like 2, 4, or 7 that used to be around. We used to watch, remember that? and go in there and watch TV before 11 o'clock at night, because they're all trying to get you to stay up to watch the 11 o'clock news. And they're throwing just time bomb cliffhangers out all night long at you. They are the best in the business at it. So if you want a lesson on,
we were raised on those cliffhangers,
yes,
right?
Yes,
now it's all coming back.
Yeah, they are the best in the business. Or go to the supermarket and look at a National Enquirer, right? Look at the headlines. Those are cliffhangers. I guarantee you, if you use cliffhangers in your titles and descriptions, you're going to get more clicks and your sites are going to go up because of it.
Now, will Chat GPT give you good cliffhangers too?
Oh, absolutely. If you prompt it correctly, absolutely.
You need, literally, do you need to tell it, the dynamics of the cliffhanger and why, or no, it's going to get that?
No, it'll give it to you. You just need to tell it that you need it short. You need an X amount of characters. It's for this industry. It's for this product. What you need to do is you need to get them to click it. Like, make me clickbait.
Straight up, tell it to make me clickbait. Hey, this is Daryl. That's a really cool. He just noted that there are some awesome nuggets right there. If you guys are loving this stuff and you want to see John again, pepper up the chat. Tell us. I mean, if you're getting those aha moments, we'd love to hear about it. Just put it in there. Like, what are you learning? What? Hell yeah, right? What are you gonna go do next, right? All right, I'm gonna shut up because we're gonna miss a nugget. If I spend 30 seconds talking, you miss 30 seconds of the next nugget. So go, John, go.
Okay, one more. I'll give you one more on this, and then we'll call it quits. So remember, I said if all things are equal, right? Very rarely, like when you're looking at a search result, you got 10 things to choose from. And most people don't want out-of-date information. But how do you know? How do you know if it's fresh? All you got to do is put the date in there. If you put the year, I never put the exact date, but I put the year. Like I'll put whatever yada yada 2023. And I'm the only one that does that. So guess what? All things are equal except for that. That gives me an advantage. They're going to click the 2023 because it looks fresh. They're going to assume, since the others didn't say it, it's not true. So that will get you clickbait as well. That's just a little trick there for that. So truncating, leaving them on a cliffhanger, putting the fresh date in there, that stuff will do the trick. The other thing I want to tell you not to do.
Oh, is this the big? This is the big.
No, this isn't the big one, but this is a big one for this. And I used to tell dentists to do this, and it used to work. And now, because of the way the AI is, it'll kill you. Don't put your phone number. If, like, you're a dentist, people don't want to go onto a dental site to read about dentistry, right? Their tooth hurts, they want to call somebody to fix it. So I used to tell them, hey, if you want customers to call you, just put your number right there in the title. They don't even have to click it. They just call and you got a customer. That worked really good until the AI started figuring out, hey, if nobody's clicking on that, let's not show it anymore. So don't do that. Say click to call. Click for an appointment. Click to talk to us now. So if you're a dentist, that's a golden nugget. And same thing with any service, chiropractic, anything like that, where they're looking to solve a pain problem. Yeah.
Really, really good stuff. Okay, so keep in mind, we got to save time for the lightning round. It doesn't take a long time, but we got to do the lightning round. And then you got the big whammy that's going to save everyone's ass. So where do you want to go next? And is there any, Derek, since you've been watching the chat, and thank you everybody for the engagement. Pamela loves the engagement too in the chat. That's why we make it open, so that everybody can, we're all here together, right? That's why it's a happy hour hangout. Derek, if there's any questions that you want to pull out, repost, or go on audio, please let us know if we missed something.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to give them that book, if you want to give them the free book with all the stuff in it.
Yeah, we could totally do that. What Leanne wants to do is send it to everybody that attended today.
Okay,
so
cool.
What is the book? Explain the book, because everybody that attended today, stay on to the end, you're getting it. What is it?
So It's the AI book that I wrote back in 2018, and I just did a new update to it.
Ooh.
So it's got all the stuff like how I created Becky.
Me. I want it.
It's got all the prompting. It's got probably 30 pages of the prompting for creating a marketing campaign. It's got 2 case studies on the prompting like that. And then it's got a ton of resources in it. So it's really good. So wanted to make sure you guys got that. So that's cool. She'll send it out to everybody. That's awesome. And you ready for the big one?
Yeah, let's go for the big whammy.
The one that will
to avoid the whammy, right?
Yeah.
This is how you avoid the whammy.
Yeah. This will absolutely destroy you. And it's something you really need to know if you're using AI. And the last thing that you would want to do, like ask yourself, what would destroy my reputation the fastest, right? Publishing false information. Like if you're publishing things on your behalf, or worse yet, on your customer's behalf, and it's false, you could damage their reputation real quick. Now, if it's for you, you tuck your tail between your legs and you hide for a couple of days. You do that to a customer, and that's unforgivable. They will never forgive you for it, and they may never recover from it either. So how do you tell? How do you know? Here's a little secret that is common to all AI. It's not allowed to lie. It is absolutely forbidden to lie. So if you ask it a direct question, it has to tell you the truth. So when it generates content for you, you can ask it, is this accurate? Is this accurate and truthful? And if it's not, it will tell you. It has to. It can't lie to you. And here's the thing that most people don't know. There is I don't know if it's a flaw or not, but it's certainly a flaw in this case. The flaw to it is it's trained to hallucinate. And that is actually the term they call it. They call it hallucination. And the only way it will hallucinate is in the absence of knowledge. If you ask it something that it doesn't know, and there's an absence of knowledge to its base, it will hallucinate and it will make stuff up. And in some cases, it's not true. So there's a couple of ways to do that. You can literally ask it, is this true and accurate information? 100%. And it will tell you. But if you want to create prompts that eliminates that hallucination.
Ooh, here we go.
At the end of your prompt, add this sentence to it. Say, append this data with the references and resources. And now it can't lie. It has to reference where it got the information. So it knows you don't want stuff made up. It's like no hallucinating, no magic mushrooms today.
It's funny because I remember when Perry was talking about that at the event, and he actually had stated something that was not factual.
Yes.
And someone in the audience, do you remember, John?
Yeah.
Someone in the audience, because it was about a shooting that happened in his city, that this guy grew up in that city. And so when he read it off, he goes, but Perry, that's not correct. Yeah. And so Perry's on stage in front of 500 people, and he's like, okay, maybe not. he didn't want to say like 100%. No, you're not ready. He was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
so he went ahead in front of everybody and asked Chat GPT if it was truthful and all that, and it came back and actually said, we don't know the ages because it wasn't published, or we didn't know. So it actually described where it hallucinated.
Yeah.
And cleared it all up for everybody. And that was a big eye opener for me.
Yeah, but Perry just didn't know how to fix it or prevent it.
Right. So that's a very, very useful. There it is in the chat, guys. Append this data with references and resources. And what are some other ways to safeguard? I know my son does some stuff to safeguard on AI detectors and things like that? What are some other ways to safeguard?
Yeah, and another common word for it is fact check. You know, is this data fact checked or fact checkable? So
Jessica, this is going to be published on YouTube next week, right? Got that, Chase? Kim? This will be published to YouTube next week. So
yeah,
make sure to go to Go Mobile Solutions on YouTube right now. If you're not, you're probably already watching this on YouTube, but I'm also talking to my live audience. Go there and like the page, subscribe to the page, add the notification bell so that you will know when this drops on YouTube next week.
Yeah, I do see you're recording this one this time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, John and I were having a meeting the other day, and I was speaking to my team and go, okay, Jeff, this is for you, and Derek, this is for you, Leanne, this is for you, and oh, by the way, John does this, that, and the other, and then John goes, are you supposed to be recording this? Are you recording this on your end? I'm like, shit. And you know how I can go on and on. I was going on for, I don't know, 15 minutes, I think. So then I rebooted and they got a shorter version. They got a minute and a half because I wasn't going over it again. That's why drugs for AI should be illegal. Yeah, right? Hallucination. All right, tell me, John, what is the best advice you've ever received? That's the key word, ever received.
All right. I can actually tell you this one. I've been asked this before, and the best advice I ever received was think of customers as appendages. That sounds pretty weird, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I'm going to follow that up with a little bit here. If you have 10 of them and you lose one, it's like losing a finger. It's going to hurt. But tomorrow, you know, your life's not going to be that much different. If you have 2 of them, it's like losing an arm or a leg if you lose one. It's not only going to hurt, it's going to affect you for the rest of your life. If you've got 1,000 of them, like the hairs on your head, what happens if you lose one? You don't even feel it. So think of customers as appendages. You want a lot of them.
So who gave you that advice? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. It was an old machinist. And I was bragging about a big client that I took down, or not take them down, but I got a big client, right? And I bagged the elephant and I was so proud of it. And he sat me down and he said, you know what? He said, that's not such a big deal. And I said, really? How do you figure? And he said, you should think of your customers as appendages. And that changed my life.
Wow. Volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of customers. Yeah. I
Lots
mean,
of customers.
AOL figured that out, right? Just put a bunch of discs in everyone's mailbox.
Yeah. Yeah.
The race for eyeballs.
He actually told me that before AOL.
All right. So a book other than one of your own that you would recommend to this audience and why?
All right. So full disclosure here, I'm not a reader, so I don't really read books, but if I were to recommend a book, I would recommend any of the books from...
How are you so smart and you're not a reader? How does that even make sense?
I don't read squat.
Jesus.
Never have.
You just do audio. Is that what it is?
Even through high school, I never read books in high school.
Are you just like naturally smart? I mean, how does that work? You just like born brilliant?
I listen to the teacher. The teacher would tell you everything you needed to know about that test. I never read the books, ever. But here you go. If you're a reader and you want to read something really good, I would look for something by Robert Cialdini. And he's got 2 that I know of. One of them is called Influence, and the other one is called Persuasion. And it's about sales copy. It's about how to put a sales presentation together. And he does a technique that he calls taking them into the pit of hell. And I didn't read his books, but I watched him in a seminar, and he went through everything in the book. And like I said, you listen to the teacher, they'll tell you everything you need to know about the test, right? The easy way out. And he walked people through this process of taking them into the pit of hell of what's going to happen if you don't buy my stuff. And it was like, holy shit, that is the most powerful thing I think I've ever heard. really cool. So
So when you say listen really well to the teachers, so I would find the John Limbocker in the room and I would listen really well to him so I could get my answers to the test. You know, that's, I couldn't decipher what the teacher was saying. She safeguarded too much stuff. I was able to like convince the guy to my left to hook me up. Yeah, I was a good listener too. All right, so those are great books. I have to agree with John. I've got both those books. That is a very, very, very good recommendation. So one more for the lightning round, sir. What would be, oh God, this is a great one for you. Jeez Louise. Okay, other than your own, that's key here, because I know you got all kinds of good stuff for this, but other than your own, what would be a tool, a resource, a software, a hack, not that you didn't give a bunch of them today, but that you would recommend to this group and why?
All right, so for this group specifically, since most of them I think are agencies, I use, and I would highly recommend, a project management software that's called Basecamp.
Basecamp.
I
I've heard that in a while.
Oh yeah, I've been using that for years. Every new customer gets a Basecamp set up and all of their information is in there. And I got to tell you, it makes me look absolutely brilliant, because a client can call me and I could have not heard or seen them in 2 years. And I can just run a simple search on their domain. I can pull up their Basecamp project and I can know everything that we did, everything I need to know about them. And I can talk to them like we're friends and we've talked every day for the last 2 years. So Basecamp.
Basecamp. All right.
$100 a month.
Literally, I have not heard that mentioned in a while. So
yeah.
All right. Maybe has it been updated, modified? Is it doing some new AI stuff now? What
no, I mean it's just the same thing it always was. It's just so useful for an agency. If you got a lot of customers and you need to keep track of them.
So like obviously Go High Level is pretty stiff competition to Basecamp, yeah?
Oh no, not at all.
No? Okay, so let's talk about those differences then.
Totally different. It's apples and oranges. So Go High Level is more of an automation, build a marketing campaign type of software.
And database, CRM.
Yeah. Now, Basecamp is a project management software.
Kind of like Trello.
Yeah, exactly. So some of you might like that. This is the one I've been stuck on. And when I'm using something and it works, I've got the blinders on.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, why fix it if it's not broken, right?
Yeah. So this thing has worked for me for well over a decade, and at $100 a month, it'll handle an unlimited number of customers. And
so John, I'm going to have you on in June. So about 6 weeks from now. And you really excited my team with one of the topics that you gave us to consider. Maybe a little preview of what they will come to learn in a few weeks when we rendezvous again on this happy hour regarding the ad network.
Which one was it? Because
the ad network stuff that you really blew my director of marketing's mind with.
Oh, okay.
Just a little preview. Little preview again. Cliffhanger.
So if this is the one I'm thinking that you're thinking, it's the one about how the ad agencies create marketing campaigns.
Yes.
Yeah. So like you guys heard Becky say, this is a process that hasn't changed in over 100 years. And it's got some things that I have unraveled. Like I've turned them into little recipes that everybody can understand. Because one of the things about ad agencies, they kick out marketing campaigns that they don't miss, right? They do not miss. They're really expensive though. And it's usually for people with very deep pockets, big companies. But what I've done is I've unraveled all the things that they do, and I've put it into like little formulas, recipes, whatever you want to call it. And it goes all the way back. Like I would dig back to find where they came from. Like some of the stuff came out of David Ogilvy in the 1950s, and some of the things that he would do to be able to grab people's attention. And I systematized it. So you can take his formula and use it because you'll know what it is. Nobody knows his formula, right? But I broke it down. You know how I can bust down an algorithm and figure out why it works and how to replicate it. Well, that's what I did throughout the entire ad agency process. if you want to know how to eliminate any objection, I found the formula was made by Benjamin Franklin 276 years ago. And if you look, he's in the Marketers Hall of Fame. If you guys go to Google and type Marketers Hall of Fame, Benjamin Franklin, you will see the ad, and it's in there. I can show you exactly where the formula is in that ad. And the ad is for a wood burning stove.
Oh yeah.
And I can show you how he eliminated the objections with this formula. And he admitted his product was admittedly the worst one on the market, yet he outsold the competition like they weren't even there because he knew how to do marketing. And a lot of the stuff that's in the ad agencies today comes from way back, and it hasn't changed one iota. It's just nobody's figured out how to replicate it. So that's what I'll share with you guys. I've got a lot of those formulas.
So that'll be next on tap. So Chase, book that note. Derek, book that note. That's awesome. All right, John, listen, this has been amazing. Yeah, you guys better light up. If you want John not to change his mind, light up the chat. I'm going to send him the chat so he can like see all this great praise, but I also want him to hear from you. So you know how we love to do this. Send this guy off in such an orbit that he calls me and says, I want to come back like in 2 weeks because he's so elated over it. Come on, guys, do it the Go Mobile way. Let's give John a big round. Come on.
That's awesome.
Thank you, John. That was great.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Great job.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Great
Great
job.
Great
See you in 2 weeks.
a lot.
Amazing.
Thank you, John.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Way to go, John. Way to go.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
When I bring my smart friends that shake this AI moneymaker, everyone just comes to the house, man. This was fantastic, John. Thank you. And it's so good to see all of some people that have been on here that have been with me for over 10 years, like Rodney Gardner and Jess Owen on here. And so good to see all of you, Jessica Dingler and Gordon, how you doing, Julie? And everybody's engaging here. This is fun. This is why I continue to do these. You know, we started doing this because of the pandemic, and Perry did a little hangout where just you, me, a couple other friends, we'd hang out and tell dirty jokes. And I realized I can do a version of this with my community, and I just never stopped. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And I'll be reaching out to you next week. We'll get you scheduled. We'll get you back. This was absolutely fantastic. And I know there's a lot more to go around. So we'll get you on really soon. Thank you, John.
Right. Sounds good.
All right, brother. And thank you to all of you that joined us today. You know, we love to bring it home. We love to bring it home strong. And now as we're playing with the generative AI topic, I want to give you a little teaser. If anyone would love to go deeper down this generative AI rabbit hole, Go Mobile's working on something massive. Now, the first thing for all of you mobile app resellers, we've created a new community. It's a new community training site that's very engaging. Like all of you are engaging with each other in here, we've created that in a community. And we're offering beta test members. If you're a member of ours and you want to beta this community and get certified, that's complimentary. Just go ahead and reach out to Jeff at gomobilesolutions.com and have a conversation with Jeff, and he'll give you an overview of what you can expect, because we've got some big stuff coming down the pipe. So thank you for priming the pump for us, John. Appreciate it, man. It's a lot of fun. All right, everybody, it's time for the weekend. Go mobile or go home.
Go home.
Go mobile or go home.
Take care, everyone. Great to see all of you.